All right. Okay, so I want to thank Brandon and Jackie for being here this evening. Brandon, you were kind of like you said yes to fill in for somebody who wasn't able to make it, so I really appreciate that. And
That's okay.
tonight we are going to hear from Jackie Boyd and Brandon Shackelford. Jackie has to run, so Jackie, I'm gonna ask you to go first, but before you do, I'd like to introduce you to everyone who is either watching live or will be watching the replay. So Jackie is a pediatric RN who has worked in the ER for 16 years, and she's actually been in clinical research for about 8.5 years now.
Yeah.
Okay, which I think is amazing because she's coming to this Thrive experience from a medical
Yeah.
background.
Right.
So she's married. She has two girls. I know I've just recently come to learn the term bonus, but you have a bonus daughter, as you
I
refer to her.
do.
She's 21 and an almost 5-year-old. So that's got to be quite
No, yeah.
yeah, different, different levels of development happening
Oh
all at the
yeah.
same, yeah, at the same time. So you've been thriving for over 2 years.
Mhm.
If I recall, you mentioned you started in July of 2020.
Yep.
And I'm going to ask you to touch on the business aspect of it
Yeah.
because you have
Sorry.
been successful in a number of ways on the business side.
Mhm.
So, Jackie, would you share with us how you got started thriving? And were you hesitant when you started? Were you questioning things? Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually started, forgive my angle. I give up today. It was a crazy day at work, and yeah, life is just crazy right now. So I give up on the iPad thing. So
Well,
I
great.
started I started in July of 2020, like you said. I had a friend who decided that she was going to start selling. She just was kind of looking for something to do on the side. She's a CRNA, so she's a nurse anesthetist. So again, another healthcare worker. She had kind of told me about it, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And she's like, can I send you some samples? I'm like, sure, whatever. Like, I don't even know what you're doing. I don't have time. Like, it was in the middle of the pandemic stuff, or like the beginning of the pandemic. I'm in the ER, like, I'm just, okay, sure, send me what you got, whatever. So she sends it to me. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? So she gives me like a quick spiel. I'm like, okay, great. So I was actually working a night shift. So my jobs kind of overlapped. So I've been working in clinical research for 8.5 years, but I worked at least one day a week in the ER generally for 7 of that. So I was working 2 jobs. So pandemic, working 2 jobs, the whole deal. Had a 2-year-old at the time. Like, my brain's fried, right? I'm just, tell me what to do. So she tells me, so the first day I took the capsules right when I got up that morning, did all the stuff, got to work that night. And I was working like, I remember I didn't get off till 3 a.m. So it was sitting around midnight. Cafeteria closes at 1. So usually we go on like a caffeine run around that time. And I remember sitting there, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't go get a drink. And then I was like, wait, I don't need a drink. Like,
You mean like soda?
yeah, like caffeine, something to keep me kind of like, up
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
whatever. And I was like,
You're
wait a
right.
minute, I still feel good. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe there's something to that stuff. Like, so I mean, it's 3 a.m. I've been up since I don't even know what time, normal time that day. And I was like, I don't need caffeine. Like, so I was a day one thriver, which just means like I felt it the first day. For people who haven't heard that term. Sorry, my child is singing or something in the other room. I So I called her the next day and I was like, well, what is this stuff? Like, what did you give me? So she's telling me, she's like, nothing crazy. It's vitamins, whatever. She's like, that's awesome that you felt it like that soon. I was like, yeah, it is, because I don't even like have to get caffeine overnight to stay up. That was crazy. Um, Now I'm also the person who used to be able to drink 5 Mountain Dews and go to sleep, or, a cup of coffee and go to bed. Like, I felt like caffeine was halfway irrelevant to me. So to have not even felt the need for something to help keep me going that night it was just very eye opening to me. And then to find out that it was, natural, healthy stuff. Like, the more I started looking into it, the more I was like, this is good. Like, it's healthy. It's natural. It's okay. So I went ahead and just signed up for it because I was like, you know what? I've been trying I had just gone on a diet. I was trying to lose weight. I was trying to do all the things, it was the pandemic. We're trying to get healthy, like keep ourselves healthy, all of that stuff. So I was like, well, it's extra vitamins. What's it going to hurt? So anyways, I just jumped in head first. I knew nothing about what I was doing. I talked to the person that she had signed up under. So she and I were just kind of learning things together. I went on vacation the next week and actually somehow hit both of the first two, like the sign-on bonuses or whatever in that first week. And then the following week, Blair Critch, she's one of our like top leaders or whatever, she was doing a giveaway for $1,000 towards your mortgage payment. And so you had to have met certain criteria to be entered for it, whatever. So in the first 2 weeks of my business, I hit like all of the first goals. So I got like 4K, I got the like, what is it? It's been so long, 1600 VIP or whatever, or 800 VIP, whatever the first ones are. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm brain
Oh, no,
dead
that's
tonight. I
okay.
told you.
That's all right. Yeah.
But I hit like those first two bonuses and got the $1,000 toward my mortgage. The Maui gyms, like I hit all of it. And I was like, what in the world? And so go
Oh, go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it was very like, what did I just do? Like I just remember feeling like shell shocked or something, like, what just happened? This is amazing. And
So
go
Jackie,
ahead.
it's not, if I was following you correctly, your friend invited you to she invited you to the business, but also
So
wanted you to
she
try it.
Yeah, so she had sent me the samples. I had not signed up for anything yet. Like I said, I mean, she just sent me some samples and I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot. Like, what is this stuff? It's vitamins. Okay. And so I had just tried it. And then, like I said, when I felt it that very first day and just felt like I just felt better. And I like to tell people like it was never this like I never had that jittery, like wired feeling at all. I never had anything where I just felt like I couldn't go to bed that night because I was so amped
Yeah.
up. It was
Yeah.
never anything like that. It was never some overwhelming anything. It just occurred to me that night. Like I was like, wow, I don't I don't need caffeine tonight. Like
Wow.
what's in that stuff? Like this is crazy. Like I just feel good. And so it was just a very eye-opening experience for me, I guess. Like I said, and I like to tell people that because I'm like, don't expect this to be some like, oh my God, I feel amazing. Day one, I'm in this, or like 3 days
Right.
in, this is great. Like, woohoo. I'm like, it's not like that. It just helps you feel better. Like, and so, I try to explain to people, I'm like, it starts to try to heal you from the inside out. So it's the probiotics and all that stuff, and it gets your gut health. And I mean, as a nurse, I'm a pediatric nurse, so I didn't know anything about like gut health and all that stuff. I mean, it just wasn't anything that had ever really been on my radar. So it
Yeah.
made me start like really researching things and looking into it. And now in the medical field, there's a medicine for everything. There's a fix for everything. There's something out there. There's a surgery, there's a medicine, there's always something to fix what ails you. And I think this really started me sort of on a trajectory toward really focusing more on natural like
Hmm.
options, which I just love that. Like that I try to focus completely on more natural options. And, throughout the 2.5 years, I think I've tried just about every product we have. Um, and the other thing I like to tell people is that like I don't love every product we have. I think
Yes, I agree.
everything
I
has the
don't either.
potential, but I you're not going to love everything the first try. Like
Right.
not everything works for everybody. I
Right.
think there's potential for everybody. So give it a try. See if it helps you. And if, our 3 steps doesn't help you, maybe our pre-workout and post-workout does. Maybe the skincare line is great for you. So I don't know. Like I like to tell people, like, check out everything we have. Go into the website, look at the options, just look at and see what they have. Like what are your health goals? What are you looking to do? Are you looking, to have a little bit more endurance when you're working out, or like to try to get through your workouts a little bit better?
Yeah,
Maybe
I
you should
think
try, that stuff. Or, I just like to find out people's health goals and really try to tailor what we have for them because we have so many options.
So, Jackie, I think you bring up a really great point, several great points, actually. One that I always talk about is like clean energy. I refer to as clean energy. It's
Yeah.
not jittery, is it? It's not
Mm-mm.
jittery. It doesn't leave you shaken or like, oh my gosh, I am like wired for sound.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And then the second thing is the idea that you may not like everything in the product line. I tell people, look, I think sometimes people are afraid to be disloyal to a company they either represent
Right.
or a company that they really enjoy. But look, how many different stores do you go in a week, right? Like you go in a lot of different stores. How many different places do you eat? Different places. You don't like everything on the menu. You don't like
Right.
everything. Maybe you buy one thing here and buy something else at Aldi's. I don't know. But I always encourage people to check out what is in our product line because it may not all be for you. I don't care for everything in there, but I do have the things that I know work, like those three
Hmm.
steps that make a
Right.
huge difference, right? Um, and before we let Brandon hop on and chat real quick, Jackie, can you recall what it was that you did that helped you achieve those bonuses? Just this kind of a business question, like right up front, were you sharing with people like, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing," and then they just said, "Oh gosh, we trust Jackie, let's get that."
So I think there were a few things, honestly. So first, it was the pandemic. Everybody was scared of everything right then. I mean, we were what, 4 months in or something, I guess, at that point. And so people were just trying to be healthy. So I think,
Mm,
honestly, I think that was a little bit of it, I mean, I think I'm a nurse, and so I knew the medical benefits of what I was talking about.
mhm.
Now, in saying that, I don't know every ingredient that's in our products. I don't know the medical benefits of everything. You know what I mean? Like, so in saying that, I think that there was a different level of trust. But
Mm,
I think anything that you approach, you have, like, you can be a content expert on things in different ways. So a teacher may be able to look at products differently and like, they may know how to research it a little bit differently. Or, somebody who does retail stuff may know how to word things better, or a marketing, so I don't think that there's any one specific, like, just because I'm a nurse, I'm going to be successful at this. But I
ah,
think that there was a level of trust that some people had, that I think that did help. But again, I think whatever your niche is helps you in some way with it. You know what I mean? Like, does that
yeah.
make sense? I feel like I
Yep,
worded
it
that weird,
does.
but
No,
um,
thank you. Thanks.
but I just think everybody has something that they can bring to the table. And I think that you're not going to promote this product the same way that I promote this product. He's not going to promote the product the same way that we promote the product, because we all feel it differently. We all understand it different, like in our own different ways. You know what I mean? So I think there's not anybody that can't be successful with this. I shared the crap out of this when I first did it because I was so surprised by it. Like I said, I could drink 5 cups of coffee and go to bed and it never affected me. So to have had something that I actually felt like I had energy and like could go wrestle my 2 year old, all day and not need a nap. Like one day I literally went to lay down with her for a nap and I was like, well, I don't really need that. Like I just got back up because I was like, well, I'm just laying here. Like I don't really need a nap. So I got back up and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go do an extra load of laundry.
Find something else to do. Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean it was just very surprising for me. So I think, hold on, babe. I think
You're good.
sharing things from whatever your perspective is going to benefit you. Like, don't try to sell things or, promote things in the way that somebody else does if that doesn't fit who you are. So I think being authentically me, sorry, my little girl got the like Amazon wish list book. So she's picking out all of her Christmas presents 3 months early.
Hello.
But I think just being authentically me was what, really helped, because I was sharing from my heart and sharing from what I knew about the product and about what helped me.
Right. If you could, before we transition to Brandon, if you could think of one thing that has changed the most since you started thriving, or the biggest impact, like in your world that that Thrive has had, what would that be?
My energy, hands
Energy.
down. Like I don't get up and drink coffee in the morning. Hold on one second. Hold on. I don't get up and drink a cup of coffee and another cup of coffee and another cup of coffee. I don't go to Starbucks and spend $5 and $6 on something in the morning that doesn't really help me get through the day. Now, I will still stop occasionally and get something, but it's more
Yeah.
because like, ooh, it's pumpkin spice
It's a
season. I'm gonna
treat.
go get me
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Right. But it's not because I need that. I get up in the
Right.
morning and take my capsules and put on my patch, and then I go get in the shower, do whatever, come back, make my shake, and I'm out the door in the mornings. Hold on, please, just a minute. And I mean, I just can't imagine, genuinely cannot imagine not doing that in the morning. Like I can't imagine not starting my day that way
With that.
because I've been doing it for 2+ years and it's made a difference.
The difference.
So,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that.
yeah,
Listen, I
definitely.
don't know, like it says Vince Marschean. It's like my husband. This is his laptop. I don't think I ever signed in as him, but I'm wondering if one of the kids pop.
Oh,
Anyway,
it's
don't
showing me
worry.
your name.
It's a known individual. It's like it's not like some interloper. Okay, well, thank
But
you
yeah, if
so much.
anybody has questions, they can feel free to
Yeah.
reach out to me too, and I'm happy to,
Yep,
yeah, happy to help.
If Jackie invited you this evening, please reach out to her and ask her away. She is definitely happy to share. So thank you so much. I know you have to run,
I
but
do.
I
I'm sorry.
appreciate you.
You all have a good night.
All right,
All right.
bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Okay, Brandon.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, yeah, I don't know why this says he's on here, and I'm afraid to hit cancel because I don't know if I somehow logged in for him or something. I don't know. Um, So quick introduction for Brandon. Thank you so much, Brandon, for standing in and being willing to tell
Yes.
your story at kind of at the last minute or so. You've been thriving for 3 months. Now, I don't know your whole story, so I'm excited to hear what you're about to tell us. But I know just from the pictures your wife has shared that you've had some significant changes. You're from
Yes.
Amarillo, Texas. You are a
Yes.
business owner. Brandon's a business owner, and he and his wife Natalie serve for a homeless Heart for Homeless. Do I have that right? Heart for
Yes.
Homeless in Orlando, Florida. So you really have a heart for service, a heart for the Lord, and
Yes.
I see you wearing your black label. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, please tell me who told you about Thrive.
Okay. So Melissa and Cliff had
Okay.
originally, they actually went to high school with my wife. So they got in contact. They've stayed in contact over the last 5 years. And my wife had been kind of just watching them progress. And
Okay.
so my wife suffers from arthritis. She suffers from neck joint pains, a lot of just different stuff. And Melissa just really, the product really helped Melissa out through a lot of her tough times. So my wife was like, okay, let's give it a try. So she started it and then I started it and it has completely helped her out. I can tell you one of the best things that it's done for me is I am a business owner and I do construction. So my day starts out at about 4:30 in the morning, and I get up and take my capsule and I give her her capsule. I have my morning time with God, and then I'm out the door. And I'm going until probably 7 o'clock at night every day, Monday through Friday, and it is just all day long, taking maybe 30 minutes for lunch, and it's nonstop. And
Wow.
then of course dealing with clients and dealing with homeowners and dealing with all different things, there's never a crash. Like there's not the real uppity high. There's not a crash. It's just steadiness. It's like the energy is just steady. And it's really awesome because normally come about 3 o'clock, I would be zonked, like literally worn out, can't function, and I'm just trying to find a monster, or trying to find a Red Bull to just give me that extra little pickup so that I can make it through the rest of the night, rest of the evening. And it was just no, just that's really the main thing that I experienced with the product is the steady energy. And one of the things, what is that? What is that? The ooeyes.
Oh yeah, I was thinking ooey too.
I was
I was
like,
actually when you were
she
like
was telling me,
Monster, Red Bull, I was thinking ooey.
yes. So like, I've tried the ooey, but like, I don't even need the ooey. Like literally my shake, my pill, 2 pills in the morning, my shake, my patch, and literally all day long, I'm sustained. And come when I get home, I'm good for about an hour, hour and a half. And when my bed hits the pillow, it's literally lights out. Don't wake up till morning time, and then it's all over again. And it's really awesome to have the good deep sleep. It's really awesome to have the steady energy. And coming from a background of drug addiction and completely mental health, mental illness, and things like that, me and my wife have been diagnosed with 23 diagnoses, and with the help of Thrive and God, we don't take any prescription medications anymore. We're completely free from that, and it's just been really awesome to experience
Wow.
the body being healed. Between the two of us, we've lost about 72 pounds so far, and so it's been really awesome. And we've still got a long road as far as we both want to lose about 40 more pounds apiece. And so we're just on our journey to do that. But Thrive has helped so much. Like it really has helped just with everything. Our physical health, it has helped us so much.
Wow, that is so powerful. I didn't know your story. I think I guessed that maybe you were Cliff and Melissa affiliates, I should say, or friends.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that is so powerful. And then I had a chance to oh, for everybody watching who's unfamiliar, Ooh is Thrive's or Lavelle, the company's Lavelle, the product line is Thrive, and Ooh is the and or the I guess the canned beverage, the canned herbal energy beverage that they offer. It's kind of like the Thrive Red Bull. So just for anybody who wasn't sure what Ooh was or is. So yeah, that is phenomenal. I'm going to ask you now, can I share I'm going to have to share your photo, like
Yeah,
the before,
that's fine.
like 3 months ago and now. It's such a huge difference. It's so
Yes.
crazy. It's amazing.
Yeah, you have my permission to share it.
Thank
Definitely.
you. Thank you. And
Definitely.
Natalie says, "Ooh, is her boost in the afternoon." Okay. Yeah, I had a booster, a booster. I had a Thrive, something I used from Thrive that would boost me in the afternoon, and it was heat. Heat was like phenomenal. Um, Not my favorite in terms of taste, but
Right.
it actually perks me up and gets me going in the afternoon. So yeah,
Awesome.
heat is my boost.
And we just
Has been.
ordered that, so I'm gonna try. That's our actually on its way.
Okay, so tip, because it has a very interesting taste,
Okay.
I recommend putting it under your tongue and just letting it dissolve under there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's awesome. Let's see. You know what? Actually, my husband sent me a message, Vince, and he said he's just on listening just in case I needed any kind of support or backup, whatever. And I thank him
Right.
for that. Vince, is there anything that you wanted to pop on and say? If you can, I'm guessing you can hear us. Um, because you're a guy, you know, you've had some really neat results with Thrive as well. I don't know if you're going to unmute yourself if you want to, but Vince, if you're there, would you have anything
Technical
that you want to
difficulty.
say? I guess not. I guess oh
Okay,
well.
wait, I'm here.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm trying to figure out. Now I'm
There,
lost in this thing
there's
here.
a
I
stop.
guess you'll just hear my voice because I don't
Yeah, there's
know.
a video. There's a video thing on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm looking for it and I don't. Okay, wait. Okay.
Is a oh Android. Android users.
Hey, don't be messing with the Android. Anyway, yeah, no, I listened to both of the stories. That's really some cool stuff. I don't know. I love the product. So Brandon, I think I'm kind of like you mentioned like taking the capsule in the morning and then you're always on the go. And I'm kind of the same way where I take the men's capsule, the 2 of them. And then the first thing I do, I get up in the morning and come downstairs, grab that thing, take the capsules, and then take a shake. And it's probably not the 10 minutes or whatever in between there, but I'm taking that. And then after I take a shower, then I'm putting the patch on and I'm out the door, kind of the same way. So I can definitely relate to that. And I don't know. I mean, I love hearing the stories. And for me, it's like my energy, I think the patch helps with like my snacking throughout the day. So it helps me to reduce a bit of that. I'm not as
Not a
fiending
snack.
for, yeah, exactly. Like I'm not trying to go to the snack machine and grab something out of there. So I think it helps with that. And I do notice it when I forget to put the patch on, that like, hey, I'm snacking. Oh, maybe I should put the patch on. But I don't know. I just wanted to be on the support, and I like hearing you guys' stories. So thanks, Brandon, and
Yes, sir.
I don't know if Natalie's still on, but I liked hearing Natalie's story as well. So.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi, I'm here.
Yeah, thanks, Vince, for hopping in. And yeah, you can stay on if you want. I know you got the girls there, but I wanted to, Brandon, can you tell us why Black Label? I know I've only had a couple samples of Black Label. I've never actually gotten the Black Label. I love tack. I've got my tack patch on.
Okay.
But yeah, have you tried different ones and you just preferred that?
So I've tried different ones. The one that you have, I like it. I like the black label because I feel like it's definitely helps me with my moods. Because one of my diagnosis, well, actually, like one of the 8 diagnoses they diagnosed me with was major depression disorder and then paranoid schizophrenic. So my moods were so up and down so much, prior to about a couple of years ago when my wife and I really changed our life around. And so over the last 3 months, my moods are just really steady with the Black Label. Like I'm just really on an even level where I can focus. I can do the tasks that I need to do. I don't get overwhelmed. I don't get like real anxious. I can just actually do what I need to do for work and move on to the next project.
Wow. Okay. Vince, how about you? Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I found the unmute button again. So after hearing that, I'm thinking I need to try the Black Label. That sounds amazing. I don't think we've never tried that, have we?
No, I've only received samples, like a few samples that Haley sent me one time, and then
Okay.
I shared some with a friend. So I've never actually purchased Black Label.
Okay. Well, I think we need to try that because I haven't tried that one before, and that sounds like a pretty cool thing.
It definitely
Yeah, it sounds amazing with it, and congrats to you for being able to kind of figure that out, and the stuff that you've been going through. So I don't know, it's just kind of an inspiring story.
What's funny is like the hardest times that when we're emotionally challenged with our children and with things like that, I have actually noticed that we don't get as overwhelmed, and that's God. And I really believe that's also the Thrive really helps us just stay on that even keel where we can face situations and circumstances and not be overwhelmed.
That's awesome.
Maybe I need to have some Black Label.
Yeah, you need to get some Black Label too, lady.
Black Label and Jesus.
I'm gonna go back to mute here.
Okay, all right. Thanks
Black
for coming
Label
on.
and Jesus. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, that's really great. So yeah, thank you so much for being on. What a testimony you have.
You're
That is
welcome. It was an
so
honor
cool.
and it was fun.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to let folks know watching that none of this is medical advice. These are personal experiences of folks who have seen the changes that they've described, whether it's aches and pains that have been relieved. This is by no means a cure. I'm not telling anybody this is a cure for anything. I'm just saying everyone, like Jackie mentioned earlier, everyone's body. I think Nicole Prince mentioned this in a recording last week. She said it's almost like Thrive. um I don't want to say it addresses everyone and meets people where they are
Yeah,
as it's healing, like as your gut is being healed, as you're having more energy. Everything starts in the gut, and I just think that it really does. Like when people aches and pains, headaches and pain, well, aches and
yeah,
pains in the head, these things all, it may not apply to one person, but it might apply to somebody else. And
correct.
people are finding relief in a number of different ways. So,
That's
yeah.
So I'll
awesome.
add one thing before I drop off, but I was going to say,
Oh,
so
sure.
the results that I think I have seen with it have
Yeah.
been, and some of them are surprising to me. Like I didn't expect weight loss, but I've had weight loss. So I went from maybe around 200, 205 to 180, 185-ish, which is more around my ideal
Oh, wow.
weight. So I think that's a good thing, and that was kind of unexpected. I do think, like I mentioned earlier, I think the patch helps with the appetite suppressant thing, and I like the taste of the shakes, which I think are
I didn't feel
helpful.
like snickerdoodle.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't tried Snickerdoodle. I got to try that. I've had the apple
Oh, it's so
pie.
good.
Oh, is it really?
So good. Yes.
Okay, so I've done
We'll order
apple
that.
pie, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. So maybe we got to try
Have you tried the
Snickerdoodle.
salted caramel too? Is
I have
Oh,
amazing.
tried that.
really?
That is good. That is pretty good.
Allison,
That was
you've been
before
holding
you
out.
started thriving.
You need to start getting some of these different flavors in there. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I noticed my energy is good, and that's pretty much it. I'm a believer in it. I think it works.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for being on. And I'm going to go ahead. It's recorded, so you can share this with folks as you'd like. And yeah,
Okay.
that's it for the evening.
All right. You have a blessed night.
All right. Bye.